Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Northwoods Church Matters podcast. I'm Matt Higgins. I'm the worship pastor here at Northwoods and your host for our podcast. And today I've got a great guest with us. That's the last of our elders in training. It's Eric Gobin. Last in order that I've interviewed, not like last in quality, if that makes sense. So I've known Eric for a while, and we've worked in student ministry together. Really love Eric and his family. And so looking forward to you guys getting to know him today. So first question for you, Eric, today is, where did you grow up?
Yeah, so good to be with you, Matt. I grew up in a town called Providence, Kentucky, about an hour and 10 minutes just south of here.
So what was living in Providence, Kentucky like?
Like living in Chandler, Indiana.
Which is where you live right now.
Which is where I live right now. Just a real small town. Everyone knows everybody. Peaceful little country town.
Yeah, cool. What do you remember from childhood?
I just remember the pace of life was really slow, playing outside all the time, freedom to ride my bike or whatever anywhere, and no worries about anything. I mean, I would just ride all over and no issues, no concerns. Just didn't think about things like that.
Yeah. I know your family's big with gardens and animals and things like that. Did you grow up with stuff like that?
Gardening, yes. Animals, no.
Really?
That's really an inherited trait from my wife.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of outdoor activities, but no, didn't have a lot of animals. My grandfather had a horse and a bunch of dogs, but that was the extent of it.
What was your first experience with church?
Probably just Bible school in the summer, back when it was 5-6 nights a week. And I just always look forward to that. July, going to Bible school every night. That was probably the earliest memories I have of being excited, I'll say, about going to church as a kid.
Were your parents pretty consistent in where they went to church?
Yeah, so grew up going to church every Sunday night, Wednesday, when it used to be that way.
What church did y'all grow up in?
Till I was probably in sixth grade, we went to a church just a couple, 100 yards or so from the house. It was Diamond Missionary Baptist Church. Very faithful in that church until about, 7th, 8th grade. We changed churches basically because my friends were all going to that church and active in a youth group there. So really it was just a small country church, 30, 40 people.
Yeah. What were you like as a teenager? What was Eric Gobin like as a teenager?
What was I like as a teenager? The short answer to that was I was probably just a prankster, always trying to find a way to make somebody laugh or do something silly. When Cassie and I first started dating, and I would tell her stories about my teenage years and high school years, shortly after we'd started dating, she assumed I was a compulsive liar. And then she met my friends, and they confirmed all my stories were true. So, yeah, I was just always trying to make someone laugh, do something funny. Was actually in my high school years, was in a singing group, a Christian singing group. We went around and sang at different churches and youth events and put on skits and plays. So just definitely always trying to make somebody laugh or just have fun.
Did your singing group have a name?
Yeah, it was called All to Thee.
All to Thee. Wow.
And I was sung really quietly so no one could hear me.
Yeah, you haven't expressed your talent for singing since then.
Not one.
Yeah. Was it like the cool spelling, like all the number 2, then thee, or was it?
No, I think it was just All to Thee.
Just the regular spelling. Okay. So how did you come to a relationship with Jesus?
I was 7 years old. I was at Diamond Missionary Baptist Church. I do remember it was in June. It was on a Sunday night. Brother Robert Hardrick was the pastor, old country church where the pastor was called Brother. And I remember sitting in the pew by myself that night on the left side of the church. And I just remember at 7 knowing that I needed a Savior, fully understanding when I walked up front to kneel at the altar to give my life to Christ exactly what I was doing. And that day has stuck with me for a long time.
Yeah. Awesome. How did you struggle after you became a Christian?
Yeah, so probably still struggle with it a lot today. Anxiety and worry have just always hit me in spurts. You know, I still struggle with that. Struggled with it as a kid. I would just get scared of things and worry, and for no reason.
How do you deal with that biblically right now?
I pray a lot. I have a couple of people in my life that are really close prayer partners. I confess that to them. I talk with them about it and ask them to just pray with me when I get anxious or worried. Biblically, it says, don't be anxious about anything, but pray about everything. And that's really what I do. I fail at it a lot, but I really pray a lot about my anxiety and worry.
Yeah. Before we met and before you came to Northwoods, you were serving in student ministry as a student pastor, correct?
I was, yeah. So I spent 14 years at the church that I left in Providence General Baptist as the youth minister. Yeah, it was a great run.
Yeah, tell me about the call to ministry and what that was like.
Yeah, so probably early on in my childhood, I always remember telling my mom one day I wanted to preach when I grew up. It was just something inside of me that always just felt like there was a calling there to be active in a ministry in some sort. Really started picking up as I graduated college. I really felt like, hey, this is something that this is what you're supposed to do. And when I graduated college, the youth minister at the church at the time had resigned, and I saw an opportunity and said, hey, I'd be interested in doing this, and was given the opportunity to take that role and stayed there for 14 years. And when I resigned from there, I became a member at Northwoods. It was a great time of my life. I had a lot of students and a lot of bonds that are still there today. The kids from then are grown with their own children, but still reach out to me or Cassie for different things. So really good time of life.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird when you do ministry and then the children that you work with are now adults.
Somehow they get older and I don't.
Yeah. So tell me about how you met your wife, Cassie.
Yeah. Cassie was a waitress at the Olive Garden.
Really? Here in Evansville?
Here in Evansville.
Wow.
She was not my waitress the night that I was in there, but I told my waitress to go get her, that I wanted to talk with her. So the waitress did. Cassie comes to my table and I said, I don't normally do this, but I would really like to take you on a date. And yeah, here we are 18 years later.
Wow, that was bold.
That was bold.
Yeah. In hindsight, what did she think of that?
I think she saw me too and was a little bit intrigued. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it was divine, I'll say.
Halo appears around her head at Olive Garden.
That's right.
Yeah. Do you go back to Olive Garden with her, or?
We do sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember I think it was table 90 or 92 that I sat at that night. So
wow.
She would have a better recollection of that than I would, but yeah.
Cool. Tell me about your kids. How many do you have and what are they like?
Yeah, so 3 daughters. So Peyton is our oldest. She's 15. And next we have Presley and Porter, who are my twins. A big distinction between the oldest and the twins.
Yes. Yeah.
Different personalities.
Your oldest is pretty mellow.
Right. Peyton is cool, calm, and collected, and the twins, they're all over the place.
They're lively.
They're lively. They're the animal lovers. They attend here faithfully. Good group of kids. They're like my little boys, to be quite honest. They do whatever I do outdoors, and it's nice being a dad of daughters. Always hope for sons, but then having 3 daughters, I honestly wouldn't know how to do it any differently if I had 3 boys.
Mm-hmm. So the big thing for them is rabbits right now?
Rabbits, yeah. So we have 20 rabbits.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, rabbits multiply.
Yeah. You started off with 2. And
we started off with a few, and now we're at 20, and it's their business, so to say. They call it Whisker Willow's Rabbitry. Mm-hmm. So they breed rabbits, sell rabbits. It's also part of their 4-H programs.
Wow. Yeah. Is there a maximum that you've given them and a limit?
They've exceeded the maximum. It should have been about 5 or 15 over.
Cool. They are big animal lovers. What are you currently learning about Jesus?
Been reading a lot in the book of 1 John, just trying to live more like Jesus. Having worry and anxiety, I'm trying to live like Jesus in the fact that I think about when he was in the garden and he just said, Lord, if this cup can pass, let it pass. If not, let your will be done. It was just a calmness that I'm trying to learn, to have more of a calmness in Christ, to let him have more, to lay more of my burdens on him than try to just bear things that I can't control anyway.
Yeah. Good. Well, let's get to the fun question. What is the first concert you ever attended?
Yeah, so it was Lone Star, the country group Lone Star, at a rodeo in Sykeston, Missouri. I was probably 9 or 10 years old.
Wow. Were your parents rodeo people?
No. So that was like a family tradition with my uncles and stuff. They went to the rodeo every August, and it just went as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you haven't lived till you've been to a rodeo.
That's right. That's right.
Rodeos are fun. They really are. Do you still listen to Lone Star?
No, not really.
Just with the family and whatever they wanted to do.
Right.
Yeah. What is the worst food ever?
Ooh, for me, it has to be like something like tuna or sushi.
You're not a sushi guy.
No, God.
Does your wife like sushi?
Oh, she does. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm a picky eater.
Yeah. Do you have a very limited menu then?
Yeah. So I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy.
Okay.
I mean, the garden vegetables, Just keep it simple.
Simple cooking.
That's right.
All right. Who is someone that you miss?
I would say I miss my grandmothers. Both of them were very influential in my life. Grandmas have that special bond with their grandchildren. And yeah, I would definitely miss my grandmas.
Yeah. What profession would you like to try other than the one you currently have?
Probably a dentist.
What?
Yeah, that's something that at high school I intended to go to college to be a dentist and then changed my mind. Didn't want to go to school that long. But I don't know, just something about pulling teeth sounds fun.
That is interesting. Does Cassie know about your love of dentistry?
She knows that's what I intended to do at some point, but yeah.
Do you still enjoy going to the dentist?
I don't necessarily enjoy it. I would enjoy being the one working on someone's teeth.
You'd like to be in the chair.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's interesting. What do you do to relax?
That is $1 million question because I really don't. I'm not good at relaxing. Even Cassie will say, hey, do you even ever relax? I guess if I do somewhat relax, I'll go fishing, or quite honestly, mowing the grass is relaxing to me. I know there's a loud noise behind my head, but getting on the lawnmower for a couple hours is relaxing to me. I can't hear my phone ring or I don't hear anything besides the engine. So
yeah, I get that. I think that's good, especially if you got a lot of land to mow then. Yeah. What is your favorite music album?
My favorite music album, I would probably have to go back a little bit to tell you Come Together by Third Day is probably one that I played over and over and over and still Spotify those songs.
That's a great album. Great. Seen Third Day a ton. What is your favorite dessert?
Chocolate pie.
Does Cassie make it?
She does not, but my mom does.
Oh, there you go. There's the connection. All right. Well, Eric is one of our elders in training here, and we look forward to him serving here and are thankful for how he serves at Northwoods and thankful for his family. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in to the Northwoods Church Matters podcast. If you'd like to find out more about Northwoods Church, you can visit us at our website, www.northwoodschurch.org. Again, that's www.northwoodschurch.org.